everybody, thank you guys so much for joining me as usual. I am doing a video that I got inspired to do by watching Manny MUA's video here on YouTube, which was a video on my foundation drawer and what I think are really great foundations in here and would I repurchase them or not. I've done an all about foundations video before, which was probably a couple years ago now, probably about 2 or 3 years ago, and a lot has changed since then because my skin's changed. I've done a lot more weddings, so now I kind of know, even in terms of other people, like, do I think that this foundation would really work? Would I really recommend it? So I kind of wanted to go through these foundations and tell you what I really like about them as quickly as I can. This might be a very long video, so I'm very sorry if that's the case. Please do bear with me. Let's go ahead and get started. So this is what my foundation drawer looks like. I know I have a ton of foundations, but I'm actually getting better because I've actually thrown out a bunch. So here is my drawer of all the foundations that I own, and I'm going to try really hard to get through this. So the first one I'm going to go ahead and talk about is my Glossier Perfecting Skin Tint. So I have the color medium and dark here. You do have to mix them. What I really like about this is that it's just a tint, so it's not something that's going to give you a full out coverage. It's not even light coverage. It's a tint, but it's just a little bit of color, right? So due to that, it's very different. It's going to be for people who like a light skin look, and I really, really do like this formula. If applied with powder, for me, it really does last all day, and I love the way my skin looks, so I would definitely recommend this. I think the price point's a little bit high for the coverage that you get, because to me, I would spend more on a product that makes me look completely flawless as opposed to paying a lot for a product that makes me look, you know, very much like myself. So that's the way that I look at it. Maybe you guys look at it differently, but this is definitely a win for me. I do have a video on this as well. I will link that down below if that is something you guys are interested in checking out. Next, I have my Kat Von D Lock It Tattoo Foundation. This stuff stays on, you guys. If you have super oily skin, super combination skin, you know, skin where you live in a very hot climate and you sweat a lot, this is definitely your foundation. For me, I love it. I don't know if I would repurchase this because even though I have oily skin, I found ways to combat it in other ways where I don't have to put on something so thick, because the problem with this is that it really felt like paint to me. I love the color of this. It really does suit me. It's very difficult for me to find a good color that matches my skin, so it does, you know, do that for me. But it really is very thick. However, I did find that when I start any new skincare, my skin tends to get very, very, very oily. So during those times, this foundation is my savior. So very good foundation, but I don't think I would repurchase this. Next is my Makeup Forever Face and Body Foundation. I think I thought I had a different one too. So this is in the color number 3. I love the consistency of this. I wish it would look good on me. It's just that they don't have a color that really suits my skin. So as you guys can see, this is not really my skin color. It's too pink for me. Even the ones that are yellow or neutral tone don't tend to work out for me either. So in that sense, I could not repurchase this because we don't have a color that works for me. Again, very, very light coverage. I would recommend this for people with dry skin to normal skin, but overall, you know, it's good. Like, I like it. I just can't say that I love it, and I can't repurchase it. Next, Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus Foundation. I wear this in color 65. Holy Grail foundation. It's amazing. It's great for oil control. They've got a great range of colors. The color range is kind of messed up, though, I will say. Even if you go, like, so this is color 65. My sister wears color 57. But there was another color between that and mine that was darker. So that color range is kind of confusing, so don't just assume that if you're usually in the middle of a foundation line, that's where you will always be with this line. So you'll have to play around with that, but the formula is amazing. It's not very thick. It's just, it's easy, it's wearable, it stays on all day. Love this, would definitely repurchase this. Next is my Nars Sheer Glow Foundation. This is in the color Tahoe. It's a bit too dark for me, as you guys can probably tell right here. I love the consistency of this. It's very light coverage. It's buildable to medium. You won't get anything higher than that. I would not repurchase this because I think that I've learned that with having pigmentation problems, wearing something with light coverage really does make you look gray. So unfortunately, people who have that problem are going to either have to stick to powder foundations or a higher coverage foundation to not turn gray. So for that reason, I would not repurchase. However, this is the #1 foundation that I recommend to everybody who has dry skin to normal skin and who have relatively good skin, because this really does look amazing on everybody who looks like that. So this is definitely one that I recommend to all of those types of girls. I love the way this looks. I wish it would work for me. It's just my pigmentation doesn't allow it to work for me. So for my kit, I would repurchase this. If I had to gift this to somebody as a present who have, you know, those types of skin issues and, you know, stuff like that, that's who I would gift that to. Next is the Cover FX Custom Cover Drops. I've been recommending this to everybody, especially women who don't like to put a lot of effort into their makeup, because you can mix this with your skincare. Even if you don't like to put anything on your face, most people use a moisturizer at least. So I feel like then there's no excuse to just not use your moisturizer with this to get a little bit of coverage, to look good on a daily basis. So that's how I got my mom into this product, and she's been really liking it. I really do like it as well. However, I think it's kind of a novelty item for me because I have other foundations that I think do as good of a job. I think this is incredible. I love the concept. I think it's great. The color is awesome, whatever, but I would probably purchase the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus first over this. So I can't imagine repurchasing this because there are other things that that work the same for me. So I really do like it though. Next is my Makeup Forever HD foundation. This is in the color 160. I don't know what to say about this one because I feel like I'm supposed to really love it because everybody else loves it. However, on my skin, it doesn't really do much for me. Again, this is a foundation that they don't really have the right color for me, so I have to mix two. So I thought I had the other one in here too, but I usually mixed 160 with something else. I want to say maybe 173 to get the color that I wanted. I like how it looks. It doesn't really last very long on my skin though. It's not meant for people with oily skin. I didn't think it photographed well, but it's HD, so it's supposed to photograph well. A lot of my brides really do like this, but I mostly use airbrush makeup, so I'm not a huge conventional foundation makeup artist really anymore. So I don't think I'd repurchase this either. But I do like the consistency. I like what it gives, but I think that you also have to definitely be dry to normal to use this. Next, I have my Nars Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer. Love this product. This is in the color Cuba. Again, the color line's a little bit odd. I had to go darker to get the undertone that I wanted, but I really do like this product. I would repurchase this 100% for tinted moisturizer because there's no other tinted moisturizer that I like more than this, even though I haven't talked about this for a long time. I've just sort of, like, since I work at home now, I either do a full face of makeup and I'm, you know, shooting my videos, or I don't wear any makeup at all, so I haven't had many of those days where I'm sort of in between, so that's why I haven't talked about this recently. But I really do like this. It's not good for people with oily skin again, but you do have to use a powder. So if you're willing to go and do a few extra steps to be able to use this if you have oily skin, then it's a good product. If not, normal to dry skin again, this would be the one for you. Next, I have my MAC Match Master Foundation. This is in the color 6.0. I've had this for years now. When I first got it, I really did love it, but now I'm finding that MAC undertones just don't work for me. If you guys look at this, well, what they always say about these foundations for Match Master specifically is that it's not a cool undertone or a warm undertone, it's in the middle. So it'll work for people who are usually an NC or an NW. You will still be able to find your color range in here, which I did find to be very true. This is, it's sort of like a neutral undertone, I guess you could say. It's like a mixture of warm and cool. I like the consistency, I like everything about it, but I just didn't find that it photographed very well. So for that reason, I don't think I would repurchase this. But I think it's really good for oil control, so all of you oily skin girls out there, you might really like it. Next, this is my Graftobian High Glamour Foundation in Desert Sand. So this is what I use as foundation and concealer in my makeup kit, not specifically this one, just the whole, you know, like little palettes of it. I really love what it does for everyone's skin. It really does stay on. It's great, but for me, cream foundations are just not it. I feel like I can't breathe when I wear them. It's just a very, very thick foundation for me. So personally, I'm not a big cream foundation wearer. But if you are a makeup artist, these ones are the bomb.com. They're amazing. Everyone should own them. There's a reason for why Graftobian does so well for all makeup artists, because their products really are good. So this is in Desert Sand, which is a perfect match for my skin. Also though, if you have a lot of pigmentation and you really do like to get that full coverage, full makeup look, this is going to be your best bet. These will cover really well without leaving any spots of gray around your face. So if you do like that sort of look, then this is going to be your, the one that you're going to go for. Next, I have my OCC Tint Tinted Moisturizer. This is in the color Y4. I mix Y4 and R3 to get the color that I like. Welcome to my life where my skin is not perfect and I have to always do that. But I used these for a very long time, also loved it. I especially like this with a beauty blender, which I was very surprised about because it's a tinted moisturizer. I felt like it gave a lot of coverage for a tinted moisturizer though. However, I hate the packaging with a passion. This little spout up here, I don't even want to try to pull it up because I'm sure something's going to come out of it, but it has a little spout that you pull up and you squeeze this out. It always just squeezes out way too much. So I hate the packaging. You need to redo it, do something, because this is not user-friendly at all. So that's really important to me. This has exploded in my makeup kit before, in my travel bag and stuff like that. So for that reason, I don't think I would repurchase. Next, we have the Nars All Day Luminous Foundation. So I'm kind of confused about this. I love it because it stays on. It makes me look airbrushed, and I love it. I thought it looked really good on my skin, but when my sister was here, every time I wore this, she did not like how my face looked. So I don't know. I like how it photographs. I thought that it made me look like a perfect Barbie doll, to be completely honest, and she didn't like the way it looked, so now I'm kind of confused about that, but I love the application of this. She didn't like the way it looked because of the color. She felt like the color sort of washed me out and didn't look right. So, but in terms of formulation, this is amazing, you guys. It does sort of cling to dry spots, so you do need to moisturize very well before you use this. The color range is very good. You need a very tiny amount to go a super long way. I have a review on this. I will link that down below. But they really did not miss anything when they created this because it makes you look like perfection. Photographs insanely well, which to me is super important. I don't want to photograph gray ever. Next, this is my Kevyn Aucoin the Solid Foundation in the color Yasmin 05. Oh, that's such a funky smell. This is what it looks like. It's kind of disintegrating and falling apart, so I don't want to pull it out. I used this over burns that I got on my face a few years ago when I tried microdermabrasion at home. Do not do it at home. And I got these awful burns across my face, and this was the only foundation that helped to go over it and really cover it and look great. So I love this foundation. I have a suspicion that this has been discontinued. If it has, I'm so sorry that I'm even talking about it, but this was a really awesome foundation, even for oily skin girls. It didn't feel like it was overly heavy, even though it's a cream stick. So that was a huge perk to me. This is a cream foundation, which I think is much lighter to wear than a conventional cream. This is going to have oil because all cream foundations, for the most part, are either wax-based or oil-based. So you might be a little bit worried about that, but I really think that the longevity of it and the application was awesome. I like the fact that it's in the little tube. It makes it easier to apply. You can even apply it with your fingers. So this was definitely a winner, according to me, but they don't have a very solid shade range, so it might be a little bit difficult to find something for you guys. Next, I have my Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. I'm still playing around with this, you guys. I'm wearing this on today. Every time I wear this in my videos, you guys don't tend to like it. However, in real life, I really like it. What I've noticed about this so far, I'm trying to still figure out my color. I might go back to Macy's and exchange out for a different color again, but I'm trying to figure that part out. However, besides that, I really feel like it lasts very long. I was doing a photo shoot outdoors probably about 2 weeks ago, and I think it was about 110 degrees. So my friend and I were just sweating. We were dying. It was so uncomfortable. But this stuff did not budge. And what I really liked about it too is that I always get the most unsightly sunglass marks all over my face. I get the lines down here. I get them through here, and this really didn't cause me too many issues with that. So that was a huge winner to me. They have an insane lineup of colors, so you guys should be able to find something in there for you. So overall, I'm really liking this, but I'm not ready to do a review on this quite yet. Then I have my Mehron Celebrate HD Cream Foundation. These ones right here. This is in the color Medium 4. I like the texture of this more than Graftobian because it almost seems a little bit waxier as opposed to oilier, which I like. Again, cream foundations are just a problem for me. I'm not really a huge fan of them. But overall, again, for your makeup kit, if you were doing weddings and stuff like that, this is definitely the type of foundation you should go for. I got this on Mario's recommendation. When I went to his class a few years ago, I'm sure things have changed since then. He was really into Mehron foundations. That's what he was using on Adrienne Bailyn, his model. So that's why I got it. So I do like it, but for myself, for personal use, I'm not really a huge fan. Again, if you've got a lot of acne, discoloration, all those types of skin problems, then you would probably love cream foundations. But for me, it's a bit much for every day. Then only 2 more. We're almost there. Next is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid SPF 15. This one is such a struggle for me, you guys. Every person that I've ever met who is not a makeup artist, so normal consumers, probably like a lot of you guys, love this foundation with a passion. I'm just not a big MAC foundation girl, to be honest. The undertones don't really work out very well for me. My best friend is obsessed with this. My sister was obsessed with this. Everyone that I know has used this at some point in their life because this is the MAC foundation that everyone knows. But I like the fact that it really lasts. It stays on all day, all night. It's one of those foundations for sure. But the undertones and the color range just does not work out for me. So for that reason, I would not repurchase this. Just because I can't ever find a color range. I just wish it worked in that sense, but the longevity of it is amazing. And for all of you who don't have any pigmentation problems, this foundation really is awesome for you. I know my best friend is really light-skinned, and she looks flawless when she applies this, so it's one of those things that just doesn't work for me. Next is my Pro Longwear foundation. That is still in the box, so that should show you guys how much I've used this one. It's going to be really embarrassing if I haven't even used this one. Oh, okay. So this is actually a repurchase, because I specifically remember when this range first came out, and I bought it when we were going to Florida for a Georgia-Florida football game, and I know that I really loved it then. That was an NC42. This is an NC44 because that's what I was color matched to later. Again, this just doesn't seem like the right color for me. This one I actually prefer to the Studio Fix because I felt like it was a little bit thicker or something different in consistency. So again, it covered up pigmentation and dark marks a lot better for me. But I would not repurchase. I think if you guys are just blessed and you have awesome skin, then yes, but I wasn't a huge fan. Also though, this does photograph better than the Studio Fix, so I think that if you guys like Studio Fix, you could definitely give this one a shot as well. It also does last very long. I used to use this with the mineralized skin finish on top of that in like one of the natural colors, so I really did like it back then, but ever since then, which has probably been about 4 or 5 years, I'm not a huge fan of it, so I don't think I would repurchase that. So, I'm so sorry you guys, that was a 17-minute long video. I hope this answered a lot of your questions about foundation. If you have any questions, definitely post down below. I love talking foundation because skin always comes first. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and like and comment and all that sweet stuff that you guys do for me, and I'll talk to you guys very soon. Bye!